what we're doing is we're trying to find effective ways of utilizing the environment that we're in. And these environments differ. So in California, yeah, bringing outside air in is excellent. In other climates, Pacific Northwest, where you have some arid climates, indirect outside air colonization, amazingly successful. You can use it 100% of the year, have no chillers. And you can get really high densities just by moving large volumes of air. So this is a cut through. I'm more of a picture person. I'm used to doing tours rather than talks. So this essentially shows our penthouse design. What we did is, rather than putting air handlers on the roof, we built a custom penthouse. We increased the surface area of every component that we had to pass air through. So the filters, instead of running the velocity across the filters at 2,000 feet per minute like an air handler, we ran it across the filter at 200 feet per minute. Fan law is cubed, so the savings in energy is actually exponential. So that's what we've done. It goes through the filters into the supply air plenum and across coils. In addition, we have bypass so that we don't have to go through the coils all the time. But we kept the velocities really low so that it was successful regardless of whether you're running in mechanical cooling condition or if you're running in outside air condensation condition. Another thing that's really important to us is, as a large consumer of energy, we have a huge obligation to be considerate of how we use that energy and how we use resources in general. I was fortunate enough last October to go back to Washington, D.C. and talk with some legislators about power costs and future provisioning and considerations that they're making in Congress for energy prices. And I felt guilty because one of the gentlemen that we were meeting with was talking about his 150 megawatt supply or generation station that was coal powered, but and that it served 2/3 of his state. And I'm thinking, I have 55 megawatts on 18 acres. I'm kind of usurious, right? And that's what data centers are. They're particularly usurious of energy. So it's our obligation to be very considerate of the resources that we're using. So Vantage has really committed itself to being LEED Platinum on all of its data centers, as well as minimizing that. So we hired HPEYP to audit our PUE, and we came up with an annualized value of 1.12, which means 12% of the energy that's supplied to the building on the line side of the transformer, line side of the transformer is actually lost. Most data centers, as John mentioned earlier, is 7.7. So we're really getting all of the power we possibly can to the services that we're trying to support. That saves money as well as minimizes the amount of resources that we're using. Next one. That's not very exciting. Of course, this all results in operational savings to the consumer as well. So, lease rates are what they are. They don't tend to change that much regionally. When we're looking at site selection, we're looking at the cost of construction, looking at the cost of power, looking at a lot of different costs. Most people want to be in the Bay Area. There's a lot of resources here. There's a lot of technology here. So what we do is we pass those savings, those operational savings, because we aren't a utility. We aren't marking that power. We're just passing it straight through. This is